Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today I will have guests on from the 100 Black Men's Resource Center, so stay tuned for those interviews coming up in just a moment.
We voted!
I voted.
I voted.
My mommy voted.
I voted. I voted. I voted.
I voted.
My daddy voted.
We voted. I voted.
Have you voted?
I'm Lise Redgill with the City of LaGrange, asking you to please vote for Bark for Your Park. You can vote twice a day, once at petsafe.net and once on Facebook. And please tell everybody you know, friends and family, to vote too.
Please vote!
You can vote too.
I voted.
Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have guests on from the 100 Black Men Resource Center. I have on the director, Jackie Clemens. Also, along with Jackie, I have today a student. I have Genesis Corliss. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, Jackie, I think it was not long ago that you and I had an opportunity to sit down and talk a little bit about some of the things that are taking place over at the Resource Center there on Union Street. But again, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about Jackie and some of the things that you get involved with at the Resource Center there.
Okay. My name is Jackie Clemens, and I'm the program director of the 100 Clubhouse Prevention Program. I primarily oversee the program, organize it, and make sure that all of the program activities take place during the fiscal year.
Oh, okay. All right. And we're going to talk a little bit about program activities and so things that are offered there in just a moment. But I'd like to jump over and ask Genesis a question. I know that Genesis, as we were talking before we came on the air, I think had been there in the program about a year. But Genesis, tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
My name is Genesis Corley. I'm in the 11th grade and I go to Callaway High School. I've been in the program for about a year, and it's a good program. It keeps me out of trouble and it keeps me occupied when I'm at home and stuff like that.
Okay, very good. Keeping you occupied. And with the summer months being, here and the students out of school, they need things to do. Let me ask you a question, Jack. And I know that there are a number of agencies in our community that address after school programs or programs for our youth. Do you think we have too many programs in the community?
Not at all. I feel that the more activities and that the kid can be engaged in is learning and will keep them out of trouble, so to speak. Anything that can provide the kid with educational safety, will help them.
Absolutely. You're talking about education. I have had teachers on over the summer as well, and they say that those months that they're out of school is so important that they continue to read and keep their mind busy. And I think it's programs like what you all are offering there at the Resource Center and other programs, not to name any, to leave anybody out, that are so valuable to our young students. And I noticed Genesis said it kind of keeps her out of trouble, keep her occupied. Let me ask you, Genesis. Sometimes we become a role model without even knowing it. Do you feel like you are a role model to any of the students?
Yes, sir. But then again, not really, because kids are going to be kids. They're going to do what they think is fun and stuff like that. But I do think I'm a role model, because even though I did what I did in the past, it's the past, but I've matured and learned right from wrong and what's right and what's wrong and the consequences after that effect. So,
it's so important, saying that kids are going to be kids, and we have to understand and we have to allow them to be kids, because they're going through those years that they're supposed to make mistakes, and as Genesis stated, that to realize that there are consequences that go along with the actions that you take that may not be necessarily the one that you should have taken. Mm-hmm. So it's so important that you realize and mature, she said.
Absolutely.
I matured over the course of time, which also helped me to make better decisions. Jackie, let me ask you, and I know that I can tell that you all are doing a great job only after being there in the program a year. Talk about some of the programs that the Resource Center offers.
Well, the program provides services for youth ages 12 to 17 that engage them in educational service, mm-hmm. and clubhouse activity.
Okay.
We do a research-based curriculum, Too Good for Drugs and Violence, mm-hmm. and the components are teach them life skills, how to set goals, mm-hmm. how to manage emotion, how to make decisions, some of the things that they would need when they're out in the world. And also with that, we engage them in group activities for like peer pressure, mentoring groups. We also provide tutoring and reading lessons for the kids during the weekdays.
Absolutely. It's so important that, like I say again, to continue to read. Goal setting, Too Good for Drugs, house intervention and education, all very good topics for our young people to continue to stay engaged in.
Yes.
Janice, I'm going to jump over and ask you a question again. Jackie was saying goal setting. You're entering the 11th grade. Tell us one of your short-term goals, if you don't mind.
One of my short-term goals would be really to graduate.
Okay.
I will go by that. I would like get all the extra credit that I can, finding different outlets for credit recovery and how I can do it and still have time to go to the program.
Absolutely. And it's so important when we're talking about goal setting, because a lot of times if you don't have a goal or a target to shoot for, sometimes we just kind of wander aimlessly throughout life. So it's important that you have, and I'm glad to hear that you say on the short term is to graduate. Yes. Now talk about a long-term goal if you have thought about that.
My long-term goal is to be a mechanical engineer in the Army.
Very good. So we already have laid out the roadmap. So let me ask you one more question, then I'm going to jump back to Jackie. What are some of the steps along the way that you feel like you have to prepare?
Well, I've already taken my ASVAB practice.
Okay.
And I've taken my PSAT. And I've talked to my recruiter, and he told me my height rate requirement and what classes I need to take to get that job in the Army.
Okay. Very good. So you got your roadmap together, don't you? Very good. Jackie, let me ask you this question, because I know it kind of perhaps makes you feel proud too when you hear one of the students, Genesis, talk about her short-term goal, her long-term. How does that make you feel as the director of the programs there?
It made me feel great because the structure of the program helped prepare the kids so that when they get a chance, to be productive citizen of the community. So it made me feel real good to know that she have the steps down and is prepared.
Absolutely. It's so important. I know that once again, it's not just you, but you also have a staff. Talk a little bit about your staff there.
We have about 6 staff at the 100 Black Men Center, and they're prevention staff. And they really kind of lead and instruct the courses that we have during the day.
Okay, well, very good. Anyone in particular, I guess, talk about various topics there, because you had educational, you got the Too Good for Drugs. All of them teach all of the courses, or they?
We are all skilled and instructed in teaching the curriculum.
Okay.
But 2 mainly, we have Miss Angie Carricker as an Too Good for Drug instructor, and Miss Tashana Holloway. They instruct the sessions and activities throughout the day.
Okay. And everybody knows where the Union Street or the Elthakite Library is located.
Yes.
But if someone wanted to come over and just kind of take a tour of the building or watch some of the curriculums in action, is that an opportunity?
It is. We would be glad to have them. They could come over to 601 Union Street and ask for any staff, and they'll be glad to tour and give them some information about our center.
Okay, very good. And I know that, sometimes when we talk about staff and dealing with kids, is there an opportunity for volunteers to get involved?
It is. We have a great volunteer resource. The parents of the kids who are enrolled, they volunteer their time during the summertime and during the school fiscal year in our program. We also have teachers that come and volunteer their time in the school, so into our program. So we have plenty of volunteers. Okay,
well, very good. And I know that there are some other students here today with it. We're going to get an opportunity to talk with them in just a moment. But I want to ask Genesis, with you having your goals, short-term, long-term goals set out, do you think you may be influencing maybe your siblings as well, your brothers and sisters?
I do have siblings, but I live with my mother,
Uh-huh.
so I'm the only sibling. I'm the only girl in the house right now.
Oh, so you trying to tell us you spoiled? Is that what you're saying?
Not exactly.
Oh, not exactly. Okay.
My mom, she's the tough love type.
Okay.
So
Very good.
she doesn't hand me anything on a silver platter. I gotta earn it.
Okay. I was about to ask about that tough love. Is it really tough sometimes for you, Genesis?
Yes, sir.
But do you think that's making you a better person?
Yes, sir. Because I have to realize not everything in life is given.
Absolutely.
Not everything in life is easy. So I have to work hard to keep it and maintain and stay consistent.
Oh my goodness. That's spoken like a true soldier.
Spoken well.
Absolutely. You know, and talking about everything is not given to you. And then once you work for it, you appreciate it so much more as opposed to someone just handing it to you. Jackie, tell us the hours of operation that the center is open.
Our summer program operate Monday through Friday from 12 to 5 p.m.
Okay, all right. And again, students that would like to be enrolled and get opportunity to get themselves on a great path like Genesis has done, how can students get involved by being enrolled at the center there?
Well, we have a great referral system. We use the school system, we
Okay.
use parents, and we use community. So anyone who would like to see if they're eligible for the program may contact our 100 Black Men Center.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, if you don't mind, give them a contact number or email address that they can reach you
They
at.
could contact the center 706-812-1007, or they can visit us on 601 Union Street, formerly known as the Ethel Kite Library.
Okay, well, very good. I tell you what I'm going to do here because Genesis is great. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a short commercial break. I'm going to come back, and I know we have some other students here in the studio.
Yes.
We're going to try to get some of them on the set just as well, okay?
Okay.
Oh, so, ladies, if y'all hold tight just a second, all right?
All right.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back from One City Week in just a moment.
I voted. I voted.
My dad voted.
I voted.
Our mama voted.
I voted.
Have you voted?
I'm Jim Thornton, Mayor of LaGrange, and I'd like to encourage you to vote for the Pet Safe Dog Park Grant. You can vote twice a day, once at petsafe.net and once on PetSafe's Facebook page. Let's win this, LaGrange.
Please vote.
I voted.
Have you voted?
I voted.
Welcome back, City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I am sitting down with two students from the Resource Center. I'm sitting down with
Khalil.
Hello. Stargell and Caleb Leslie. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with both of you gentlemen. And I know that we were talking a moment ago with Jackie, and we also talked with Genesis, and she was kind of giving us some of her observations about the programs there. So I want to just kind of question you gentlemen to find out why you all are involved with the Resource Center. And I'm going to start out first with you, Caleb, because I think you're the newcomer to the program pretty much. Tell us a little bit about yourself if you don't mind.
Okay, my name is Caleb Leslie. I am from Louisiana.
Cajun country, huh? All right, okay.
I am a fun student to hang out with. I am also a professional not professional football player. I'm a professional debater, and I'm pretty good in talking to other people and letting out my conversations and my feelings to other people.
Okay. Oh, so you want to be on the debate team perhaps later on in college well, high school first of all, then college, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So from Louisiana, can you make gumbo?
Yes, occasionally I do.
Occasionally you do. Okay, all right. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on when we go off set, okay? All right. All right, I'm going to jump over to Mr. Stargell here because I know that he has been in the program as well. Tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
I'm Khalil Stargell. I'm a peer mentor to the program.
Okay.
And I help around in the program.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
16, all right. Let me ask you the question. Being 16 and you're now a mentor, how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel like I have a lot of responsibility to help the kids.
A lot of responsibility.
Yes,
How do you deal with that responsibility?
Take it one day at a time.
Very good. Very well said. One day at a time. Let me ask you, Caleb, because you've been in the program now about 6 months. And then when you came in, you saw Khalil there, right? And he's a mentor. Did you give him the respect that you perhaps gave the adults there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why? Why did you give him the respect?
Because Khalil looked like he understand my inside pain, and he's also been through it. And also, I have known him more than the program.
Oh, really? Okay. So you had a relationship with him outside of the program. Now, Caleb, you talk about your inside pain. Is there something you can share with the viewing audience about that?
Oh, yes, I can.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if I should go into deep detail.
You don't have to tell every detail, but just kind of give us an overview.
Well, there was this student at my school. He was pressuring me to do drugs in the bathroom, on the bus, and at my house. And it was very hurting because I felt like I couldn't do anything. I felt very scared, and I didn't know what to do with my life.
But fortunately, you did not give in to the peer pressure. You started going over to the resource center, and I guess you met. Now, when you felt this pressure, did you talk to anybody about it?
No, I didn't talk to nobody, but when I came to the 100 Black Men, I felt I had gotten more open with my feelings to my parents and to other staff of the 100 Black Men.
Okay, so you were afraid to even tell your parents about the pressure that you were going through?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, Khalil, when he told you, kind of shared with you, what was your reaction?
My reaction was you can't just fall in with everyone else. You have to be your own person.
Okay.
And make your own decisions.
Make your own decisions and falling with everyone else. Do you think the relationship that you gentlemen have formed now, do you think that's a lasting relationship?
Yes, sir.
You look back at him, you don't want him to leave you, I guess what you're telling, right? Let me ask you now, Khalil, being a mentor not only to young men like Caleb, I'm sure there are other young men that are looking at you. If someone else came to you with a problem of such, do you feel like you're equipped to address those issues?
Yes, sir. And if I don't feel like I'm equipped, I'll tell them to talk to a teacher or go to Mrs. Jackie.
Okay, all right. So you have a support team there with the staff, and I'm sure you guys are forming your own support team among each other, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Let me ask you, as a mentor and a young mentor, what would be one thing that you want to say to other young men that have that same potential that you have that may not be necessarily utilizing? What would you want to say to them?
I'll tell them, don't be scared to speak up and be a leader. Don't follow the crowd. Be your own person.
Very good. Very well said. Because there are so many more leaders like yourself that are in our community that could be taking advantage of the Resource Center, meeting young people like Caleb here, and also being involved with positive things that's going to keep them out of trouble. And so I'm very proud of both of you gentlemen. I'm very proud of you, Caleb, for being able to withstand the peer pressure, number one, and then have the mindset to want to speak with someone about that. Let me ask you, now I know that you moved here from New Orleans. Do you feel like one day that you want to be a mentor through the program?
Yes, I do. Khalil had played a big part in the program he has a good relationship with all the students and staff members. He is a very fun person to hang out with. Okay, well, very good. All right, now I got to ask the question. Your mentor, you're a great young guy, you seem like you're very outspoken. I know there's some incentives that you're going back to the club to partake of. What are those incentives, sir?
They have great food. Mr. King knows how to prepare some good food.
He knows how to prepare some great food. All right, so basically to get you to be a mentor, you just got to go through your stomach is what you're saying, right?
Kind of.
Kind of, sort of. All right. Well, very good. Whatever works, gentlemen. I'm very proud of both of you all for being here today and to share your story. And by all means, whatever someone tries to get you to do, if you don't feel like it is correct or right, I hope that you always run to Khalil there to share with him and also the staff members there at the center. So, gentlemen, I want to thank both of you all for being on the show today. I'm going to take another quick commercial break. I'm going to get one of the other staff members to come back up with another student here in just a moment, okay?
Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment.
We voted. I voted. I voted. I voted.
I voted.
We voted. Woo!
Hey, I'm Barbie Watts with Downtown LaGrange Development Authority, encouraging you to cast a vote and help us win a $100,000 grant for LaGrange's dog park. You can cast 2 votes a day at petsafe.com or the Facebook page for PetSafe. Let's win this thing. I voted.
I voted. I voted.
We voted.
Yay! I voted.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back today again with Jackie Clemens, the director at the Resource Center, and also I'm sitting down now with another mentor. We have Travion Dean. Travion, I want to welcome you to the show and welcome back to you, Jackie.
Thank you.
Well, now, Jackie, now you just saw 2 of the students. I had Caleb and Khalif here, and they talked about, you know, their relationship, you know, forming a bond. Talk about some of the other bonds that you perhaps have seen form there at the Resource Center.
Just by having different youth come through the program, we all form a bond with them because they're in the program a length of time, and just getting to know the kids, getting to know their personality, getting to know their families, you know, make us close bonded. So we at the center is just like their family, away from home family. Okay. So we enjoy the kid to come through. We always get a bond with them.
Well, very good. Travion, I'm going to jump over to you because you're also a mentor. Talk a little bit about your experience being a mentor to some of the other kids there.
My experience being a mentor, like sometimes when they joke off, I want to, but I have to be the mature one and tell them not to because I've been through the program already. Okay. And I know what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do because I almost got kicked out.
Oh, man.
But I had to get straightened up after I had a long talk.
Had to have that sit-down talk, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are you, Travion?
15.
15. Do you feel like that's a big responsibility for a 15-year-old because you're still a child? You want to, like you say, you want to kind of act out a little bit, but you know that there's others that are looking at you and depending on you. How do you handle that?
Sometimes I play around. Yeah,
Okay.
but when it's time, like when I know I got to get really serious, I will.
Okay. All right. Well, very good. And again, you know, it's so important that you have that balance. You know, to be a child, have your fun, and then you also know when it's time to get serious. So, you know, again, Travion, we want to thank you for being a mentor. Do you feel like that you will continue to be a mentor in the program until you age out, or what do you think would be your short-term goal?
Right now, I don't know because as they graduate, they might want to come back and be mentored.
Okay.
And you can only have so many.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm just going to do my part while I'm here.
That's very good. Very well said. Do your part while you're here. Very well. Now, Jack, I know that there's some family events coming up, too. Talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Well, not only during the school year, but also during the summer, we have a chance, if your child is enrolled in the program, their siblings can also take part in family events. So monthly during the school fiscal year, we have family activities, which are engaging, fun, and very interactive. And we usually have them at our 100 Resource Center that they can come and engage in activities at the center. So parents they volunteer their time. They bring food. We do games. We do fun games at the center with the kids, and it's just very engaging, and we get a chance. That's our time to socialize and get to know everybody more about it.
Well, very good. Now, I heard you mention food at these family events, and Caleb mentioned a moment ago that he's from Louisiana.
Yes.
I asked him about gumbo. Is there an opportunity that there's some gumbo in these family gatherings?
Sometimes, occasionally it is.
Okay.
The parents volunteer and they bring, different foods to our family activities.
Okay.
So we are very taken care of at the family activities.
When is the next one planned? This is my next question.
Usually during the summertime, we kind of change up our schedule. And while we're engaging in educational activities, we also have time for fun. So mostly only time we're out and about. We're going field trip outing.
Okay. All right.
Our next outing we got coming up soon is the Civil Rights Museum in Atlanta.
Okay.
About a week ago, they went to the Braves game to
great.
enjoy that. So yeah, we do a lot of fun activities during the summertime to get them out of the center. Yeah.
Okay, well, very good. I'm going to ask one last final question to Travion. Travion, if there were some other young men out there that were afraid to take that step to become a mentor, what encouraging word would you give them?
I'll tell them just do it, because it's not different from being a student. You still learn new stuff. It just, at times you got to show your younger peers the right way.
All right, very good, very good. I can see that you all are doing a wonderful job with the students there, Jack, and so you all to be commended to you and the staff members there at the Resource Center. We say thank you very much for what you're doing
welcome.
and investing in our future. So thank you very much. Thank you, Travion, for being here on the show today.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back with more City Week in just a moment.
We voted!
I voted.
I voted.
My mommy voted.
I voted. I voted. I voted.
I voted.
My daddy voted.
We voted. I voted.
Have you voted?
I'm Lee Threadgill with the City of LaGrange, asking you to please vote for Bark for Your Park. You can vote twice a day, once at petsafe.net and once on Facebook. And please tell everybody you know, friends and family, to vote too.
Please vote!
You can vote too.
I voted.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining City Week this week. My guests have been from the 100 Black Men Resource Center. I had on the director, Jackie Clemens, along with some wonderful students that talked about their enrollment and involvement with the Resource Center there. So by all means, if you want to go by and check them out or enroll a student, give them a call over at the Ethel Kite Library. I'm sure they'll make room for you. And I want to say a very thank you for the students that came on and did an outstanding job. Genesis Corliss, I had on Khalil Stargell, Caleb Leslie, and Travion Dean. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed City Week for this week. And as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.
We voted. I voted. I voted. I voted.
I voted.
We voted. Woo!
Hey, I'm Barbie Watts with Downtown LaGrange Development Authority, encouraging you to cast a vote and help us win a $100,000 grant for LaGrange's dog park. You can cast 2 votes a day at petsafe.com or the Facebook page for PetSafe. Let's win this thing.
I voted.
I voted.
I voted.
We voted.
Yay, I voted.
I voted.